I want to welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. Here's today's question. Historically, Baptists have affirmed Christ's, quote, real presence in the Eucharist to varying degrees. Why do most today deny it? Well, allow me to be somewhat forthright and transparent. This question is erroneous in the way that it is presented. What makes people of a Baptist heritage is that they do not accept the, quote, real presence of the Lord during what we know as the Lord's Supper, or as some would claim as the Eucharist. So let me give a little history here to the question. What we know is the Protestant Reformation that began in 1517 on October the 31st, when whom we know as Martin Luther attacked the famous 95 Theses on the church door of the Church of Wittenberg, Germany, started that firestorm of Reformation. Understand that it was what we call the indulgences that was at the heart of his Reformation. But what it did is it exposed how we view the Lord's Supper. And there were those that believed in transubstantiation, big fancy word, Roman Catholic tradition, that the real presence of Jesus was in those elements, actually became the body and blood of Jesus. Then you have what we call consubstantiation. That is, per this question, that the presence of the Lord is in the Lord's Supper, though it doesn't actually become his body and his blood. And then there's what we call remembrance theology. Now, to be fair, historically, Martin Luther, who started this Reformation thing, he believed in consubstantiation. That's what he believed in. He truly believed that the real presence of Jesus was more so in the Lord's Supper than at any other time in life. Now, what's important there is that whom we know as Martin Luther had a really good friend by the name of Ulrich Zwingli. Ulrich Zwingli and him disagreed vehemently on the subject matter because Zwingli did not believe in the real presence of Jesus in the Eucharist or the Lord's Supper, and that it was merely symbolic and an ordinance. You say, why is this important? Because it was Zwingli that helped spur what we know as the Anabaptist movement, those that were baptized scripturally as adults after profession of faith and saw what we know as the Lord's Supper as a remembrance and not as the quote-unquote real presence. So the Baptist tradition that we may claim to go back to Martin Luther in the Reformation, we don't on this subject matter. The Baptist view of the Bible has never claimed that the real presence of Jesus was in the elements. It is a Reformation theology, but not a Baptistic one. Great question. You have one? Send to AskJeff.net. Maybe your question will be tomorrow's. Thanks for being a part of today's daily question. Now, we answer a question each and every day. Please feel free to submit a new question at AskJeff.net. We may not have gotten to yours today, but we eventually will continue to be a part of this. Subscribe so you don't miss out on a question every day.